Okay, I think we're gonna try this again. Let's see. Oh, so many things going on. All right, yes. Okay, we're live, I think. This is like my third or fourth time trying this out, and apologies for the embarrassment. I've been trying to go live for a couple days now, and I've been working with some technology to take the feed from my camera and not my webcam. And I've been using all different types of encoding software, and it's proven to be more difficult than I originally anticipated. The last time I did a live stream was like 5 years ago, maybe 4 years ago, on Blog TV. It was a website where you can stream, because YouTube didn't yet have the Google's on Air live stream feature. So what you have to do is you have to pretty much like make a video on YouTube and then direct your viewers to have them go check out this live stream from another site. So going onto my video manager here on YouTube, I noticed that they have like a live stream feature in beta. So I wanted to try it out. So this is a bit of a work in progress. So my apologies if things are a little bit crooked. If there's an audio delay, which I think there is, and I've been trying to fix it, but I just can't seem to do it. But hello, welcome, live stream. We got 2 watching right now. This video is gonna be saved, so if you happen to miss this live stream, well, then you're probably watching this right now at another time, or yeah. So the reason why I'm making this stream is because I've been meaning to make a video for a long time, and I actually filmed a couple videos, but I've never released them because as I'm editing them, I just become super critical, and then I put it off. I said, oh, forget it, I'll do it another time. Whereas now with the live stream, I kind of just have to expose myself. I press stream, and here I am. No filter, no jump cuts, none of that stuff. So I got this other thing here saying that the video settings are bad. If you're on here and you're watching this, can you say what's up? And is there, I guess, having issues with the video? Because I'm being told that there's bad video settings. Well, anyway, I'm not going to let that slow me down. Nope. So if you see by the thumbnail or by the title of this stream, it's called Riding a Scooter Through Italy. That's because this summer I went on a trip throughout the entire length of Italy, starting up in Lake Como in the north and then ending in Palermo in the south. If you have any idea about the geography of Italy, it's in the shape of a boot, which I'm sure you've all heard before. And we started all the way up north, like at the border of Switzerland, and ended down in Sicily at the city of Palermo. So I just wanted to take a minute to talk about that real quick and where you can watch that footage. Nick Pierce, what's up, man? All right, cool. So the chat feature is working. How's it going, brother? All right, so yeah, I'm just gonna start off we're gonna go back a little bit actually to like last year at around this time. If you follow my channel, then you may have seen that I took a boat to Cuba, and that was in partnership with the language learning company Rosetta Stone. So what I did is for 4 months, I was studying Spanish using the program. So then that way, when I get to Cuba, I was able to put my language to the test and see if I was able to properly navigate around the country using their native language. So instead of just traveling to Cuba, we wanted to add a little adventure twist to it. So we traveled by boat, and that process was extremely difficult. Had to get all these permits because it was essentially illegal to travel to Cuba without the proper documentation. So we got all these permits from the Coast Guard, for the Department of Commerce, and we became one of the first vessels in like 60 years to legally travel to Cuba. So we did that. It was a super exciting trip. Outside of that car crash, if you've seen the footage, you know what I'm talking about, but it was this gnarly car crash where I was driving a 1956 Chevy, I think it was, and I slammed it into the back of a bus because the brakes went out. So yeah, I think that trip was a success, and I think Rosetta Stone thought it was a success because after that we had then discussed doing another language and doing another trip, and it was Italian. So again, for 4 months I was studying Italian. Here, I'm going to test out this feature here real quick. Using this studio program so I can insert clips and pictures. So I'm going to insert a little product placement plug here for Rosetta Stone. If you guys aren't familiar with them, they are a language learning company. Here's their logo. Boom! So yeah, so Rosetta Stone gave us an opportunity to do another trip. So this time it was Italian, and like our Cuba trip, we didn't want to just go to Italy and putz around the country without like a clear objective. So what we did is we decided to take a Vespa, and like what is more iconic than a Vespa in Italy? And as some of you who've watched some of my stuff in the past, you've noticed that I've traveled, you may have seen the trip where we traveled across the United States on scooter. So what better way to experience Italy than by a Vespa? So over the summer, I was pretty much trying to figure out how to acquire a scooter. There weren't rental companies, at least there weren't many of them that rented out nice scooters. They allowed you to like ride a scooter around the city, but to take it from like one side of the country and drop it off in another country, it was pretty much impossible to find. So I was already looking into purchasing a scooter and then selling it, but I got lucky and I happened to find a rental company that would allow me to start in Lake Como, actually pick it up in Milan. So we arrived into Milan and then rode the scooter up to Lake Como. So keep in mind the scooter is, what was it, a 300cc Vespa. It was a black Vespa, and I needed a motorcycle license for it. So I obviously took all the classes and stuff like that to get a motorcycle license and be able to travel internationally. So yeah, the trip started in Lake Como. And then, yeah, pretty much spending 10 days riding just through all the different regions in Italy. So what I'm going to do right now is I'm going to show you a clip from that trip. This is episode 1. So I'm just going to give you like half of this episode or maybe the whole thing. Each episode is like 1 minute long, and they're all on Rosetta Stone's YouTube page. So I think, is it right there? Right there or there? There's like a little eye, like a little button on this stream, so you can click on that and that'll take you to the playlist so you can actually watch the whole 10-part series. And also on there, I think I have added the cameraman who came with me on this trip. His name is Mike Dewey. He's got a popular YouTube channel. He's an awesome traveler and good friend. Mike and Jay Explore. That's his YouTube page. He travels all over the world. Awesome cinematographer, awesome person. So if you want to see more of his stuff, please go subscribe. Say what's up for him. He's a solid traveler. And if you're not already watching his stuff, then you should. All right, so I'm going to show you, again, bear with me here. This is like, I'm just like crawling out of a cave. I'm trying to figure out all this technology. And I'm just like, okay, I'm gonna show you guys the first episode of that series. So here we go. We're going to transition. It's going to slide over in 3, 2, 1. Here we go. I just arrived in Italy, where I'll put my Italian to the test and travel the entire length of the country. My first stop is Lake Como. This is it. I got the scooter. Dropped off my stuff at the hotel. A couple paces away is Lake Como. Ciao Neto.
Sì, di qua, andando su di qui, seguendo la strada, ti porto sulla strada.
Barca per 50 euro. Non
serve per me.
Io imparo italiano. The avventura down the boot begins. Welcome to Lago di Como! Yeah! Woo! Okay. I hope that worked, hope the audio was there, but that was episode 1 of our Aventura Down the Boot in partnership with Rosetta Stone. And again, if you want to watch that, the whole series is on a playlist on my YouTube page. So I think it's here and in the description where you can click on that and check it out. Again, I have no idea what's going on, if this is even if you guys are even seeing this. So we can go into questions, but I think I just wanted to talk a little bit about that trip, and if you guys had any questions about what it's like to ride a scooter through Italy and whatnot. But I can also show you guys another clip if you're interested. And let me know in the comments here if you're seeing it and if it sounds okay, because I'm not quite sure if it is. Here, I'm going to show you episode 3 in Cinque Terre. I'm just going to give you like a little sneak peek. Actually, let's do, episode 3. I don't know if this is going to work. And here we go. Grazie per la raccomandazione
Sì,
di
Niente.
Cinque Terre. So our generous host helped us out because we wanted to stay in Cinque Terre, but unfortunately it's like super booked over there. So they know a person, made a phone call, made another call, and we got ourselves an apartment in La Spezia, which is a access town to Cinque Terre. Well, grazie per tutto.
Grazie ancora, grazie
ciao,
a voi.
ciao. Mua, mua.
Noi siamo qua.
All right, so that was like the beginning of episode 2. I don't want to throw all the episodes on here because I think contractually that's extremely wrong. So I just wanted to give you guys little teasers of that. Please watch that. I guess the main reason why I'm making this stream, I feel like I'm repeating myself because I look over here and I see there's like 5 people watching. So I'm like, oh, no one has any idea what's going on. So yeah, what I did is pretty much, I'm making this live stream so that way you guys can watch those videos because I made a video like when I was in Italy, filming it, telling people I was going on the trip, but I had posted it at like, which was a normal time in Italy, but over here in the States it was like 1 o'clock in the morning. And I've actually bumped into people who've asked like, what have I been working on? And no one, or a lot of people haven't seen that trip. So it's there for you guys to watch. And yeah. Okay, so I'm getting some comments here. Mariana Nunez, is Italy the craziest place you've ever driven in, especially Rome? You know what? I think I went into Italy thinking it was going to be an extremely dangerous riding experience, but it wasn't so bad actually. And I think maybe it's because we started off on the small roads and then was able to assimilate to the Italian driving culture. They are aggressive, but I think aggressive in a good way. It's like there are certain rules that maybe they dismiss, but for the most part, they are very cautious. I mean, there are times where I'd be riding on a major highway and granted, they're supposed to be aggressive towards me because I'm driving or riding on like a fast lane. So yeah, they would whiz right by me and kind of shock me a little bit. But the scariest part, I think, it wasn't Rome, it was probably Florence. The driving conditions there were pretty aggressive. And I'm not sure if it's when we arrived, we came in at like rush hour, but it was like all the roundabouts, it was just chaos. Everyone was kind of weaving in and out of lanes. And I think the hardest part for us was that we were with we had a small crew. So I had a camera crew in front of me, and then I had Rosetta Stone, the client, a couple of the guys who were with them behind me. So it's like we were all trying to stay together in formation while like weaving through this Italian chaos. So I think if we were all alone, it'd be much easier to just navigate, but to like try to, keep a caravan of automobiles, 2 automobiles and a scooter was extremely stressful. But the countryside riding was super easy. And the highway stuff, yeah, that was, again, I think for me personally, the experience wasn't so bad. It's because I had a car in front of me and a car behind me, so I was sort of protected. But it wasn't the craziest place I've ever driven. Jamaica was pretty aggressive, and that's just because of driving on the other side of the road and the road conditions. But roads in Italy were fairly decent. And then, yeah. Okay, so I'm getting some other stuff here. Pavleshka, this looks pre-recorded video, just choppy. Yeah, man, or she, I don't know if you're a guy or girl. I'm not sure what's going on. I'm using some like streaming software. I'm taking the video from my camera and I'm streaming it through an HDMI cord to like a recorder setup. So it's not necessarily the smoothest operation, but this is a work in progress. We'll see if I do this again. I just wanted to test this out and talk to you guys a little bit about my Italy trip. All right, Jakey, what's up? Yes, Jake Viramontes. If you guys don't know Jake, I'm going to introduce him to you. Jake is an old friend of mine. He is also the camera guy, director, also editor of the Mexico Central America trip, as well as what else? You cut together some of the Russia stuff. Awesome work. Jake, where else have we traveled to? We did a trip to Sundance. Missing anything else? Okay. So yeah, Jake asked, what's the best hidden gem you found on the trip? I would say a couple small towns. So it's like after it's all the small towns. It's like, you go in there with the intention of like, okay, I want to like see the real Italy. And then you're so close to like the Leaning Tower of Pisa, where you're like, should we or shouldn't we? It's like, okay, well, let's just go just to take the photo. And then we're so close to Florence, we're like, shouldn't we or should we? It's like, all right, I haven't been to Florence, so let's go check it out. So it's like I wasn't let down by Florence. I wasn't let down by Rome because I had expected that, but my anticipation for the trip was to like always find that little like just village or that little like hilltop medieval town. And we found a couple of those, and those were the hidden gems, like the town of Pacentro, which is beautiful medieval hilltop village, like east of Rome, in between like the Adriatic and the Mediterranean. I might be mistaken. No, not the Mediterranean. Whatever. Yeah, so there's like a town like that, or a town of Pizzo, which is like this coastal town in Calabria. Just all these like random places that maybe American tourists or Western tourists or any tourists for that matter go to, but it's like these Italian retreats that are just mind-blowing. Food is delicious. People were amazing. So I think, you know, this is to be said about any trip you go to. It's like, yeah, you want to see those like obvious iconic spots, but then there's those little gems that you find while going from one place to another. And that's why I like just going on a road trip like this, is because you just have to go through these places. And you never know. Sometimes you pull through and you're like, this is an amazing village. You're stopping for gas. You're like, let's just spend the night here. So Jake, to answer your question, yeah, all those little towns. Will you upload vids from the trip, or have you already? So Powderman, if you didn't see the stream, if you didn't see the beginning of the stream, I think there's a card up here somewhere. I don't know, I think I'm mirrored right now. But if you click there or you go into the description, the entire series is uploaded on Rosetta Stone's page. So it's like a 10-part series. Each video is about 1 minute long. And yeah, they're all there for you to watch from beginning to end. Lake Como to Palermo. All right. Cuba, Jake. Oh my God, yeah, Cuba. I was just talking about Cuba. Yes, Jake also came and shot Cuba. I'm sorry, dude. It's the car crash. I don't know if you remembered, but we got in a little accidente in La Malecon. See? So Jake, yeah, Jake was filming the entire car crash in Cuba. If you have not seen the car crash footage, you got to watch, like, I think episode 2 or 3 of the Rosetta Stone Hola to Havana Cuba series. That's on my page. I have a playlist. Jake was filming. He was filming out the window, and then all you hear is like just a bunch of curse words. And then Jake pans over, and then you see like this bus come into frame, and then boom, we slam right into it. My head hits the steering wheel, and keep in mind we have like 3 dudes in the back. Jake is still filming, and like all this broken glass just comes like crashing down on him, slices up his arm. I should have like taken some photos and just brought him into this feed. Maybe that's for another time. But anyway, Jake powered through it. He was still filming, filmed me like in a delusional, like messed up wreck. Pun intended. And yeah, so yeah, Jay came with us on Cuba. That was awesome. Mike and Jay explore. Love the drone shots. Cool, man. Thanks. Yeah, we brought along a really talented drone operator. Not so great of a like actual cameraman, but just sick drone shots. No, I'm just kidding. Mike is the one. Mike and Jay explore. Mike is the one who shot the drone shots and also shot some of the well, most or all of the scooter stuff. Nice work, Mike. And also Jeremiah. Jeremiah came along with us, and he was shooting some photos as well as some video of the trip. He doesn't have a YouTube page, so I can't link his stuff over here, but he's a good friend and awesome producer. Couldn't have done it without him. All right, Potterman, yes, get to it, watch it. How long were you in Italy? How long would you recommend? We were in Italy for 10 days, 10 or 11 days, I think. I would recommend more time than that if you want to see the entire country. I mean, we were like cramming everything in. It was like, you know, we'd wake up, we'd finish up and edit, because all these videos were edited pretty much while we're on the road. So we'd be editing and traveling and doing all this stuff on the go. So it was extremely taxing on our bodies. So 10 days was not enough for us to actually see and appreciate Italy. I mean, there are some towns I could have spent a week in, like Pizzo or Pacentro, maybe like 2 or 3 days. After a while, some of those places, you know, you kind of run its course. But yeah, I would recommend as much time as you have. If Italy's a country you want to see and a place you've always wanted to visit, then I would recommend as much time as you can get off. Unless, of course, you want to see other countries. But Italy has so much up in the north. I mean, if you just see the whole country, you're going to need at least 2-3 weeks to do it comfortably, which is something I want to do this summer or the next summer or the summer, whatever, like with my family. I want to take them and just sort of appreciate and not have to worry so much about like getting the shots and like, you know, finding all that. So yeah, Italy, awesome place. That's pretty much why I wanted to make the stream, was to talk about my Italy trip and to direct you guys to that series. I don't know if there's anything else you want to talk about. I don't know if I have anything else to talk about. I just wanted to make a video, and instead of making a video, I decided on the live stream. We're approaching 20 minutes. I think that's adequate time. It's like everyone's lunch break here in Los Angeles. If you guys came on and watched this, I appreciate that. We're gonna see if we get a couple more questions before we go, but it's looking like there's only a few of you guys on here. I love it. Okay, so Mariana says, I love Italy, the history, the culture, and the food, and thankfully I'm close. Where are you based out of, Mariana? Hopefully you'll do a similar project in Portugal. So I'm assuming you're in Portugal. I've never been. If you are from there, if you wanted to go, yeah, Portugal seems like an amazing place. Are you considering a scooter trip like that in France? Sorry if I'm out of main topic. No, there's really no main topic here. I want to talk about the Italy trip, but I'm also welcoming all kinds of questions. Currently, no. Unless, of course, Rosetta Stone wants to partner on French, I think we would have to probably take a scooter, right? But there's no better way, I think, to take a road trip than with a scooter. There's something about just the freedom of being on two wheels and being able to see the countryside, as well as having the ability to jump on an expressway if, let's say, you need to. But you would need a faster scooter for that. But yeah. Unfortunately, France is not in the works. So yeah, I'm gonna be in Los Angeles for a little bit. I'm here, I don't know, for a while until we start figuring out another trip. I might make a video where I talk about what I wanna do in the new year. I have a few trip ideas in mind, nothing brand related, but I'd like to get your guys' thoughts on what you think would be a fun adventure to embark on. Okay, wow, live streaming, man. Something very stressful about this. Like in my mind, I was like, yeah, I'll just go on there and talk. But like knowing that this is broadcast and like people can just click on that link and then this is what they see right now. Something else, man. Technology. It's an interesting thing. I gotta catch up because there's some settings issues I gotta work out here. I'm sure you guys noticed there's a little bit of an audio delay, but thanks everyone for coming by again. Check out the card up here in the corner where you can watch the Rosetta Stone playlist, as well as Mike and Jay's YouTube page. Check that out, and yeah, maybe we'll do this again next time. If you guys want to like reach out, you guys can find me on Twitter. I'm gonna go ahead and leave this stuff right here. This is my Twitter account. Twitter is @PeterBragiel, and Instagram is the same. It's my name. So yeah, if you guys have suggestions for other topics you want to talk about, go ahead and drop me a line. I'm always down to talk to you guys. So Philip Solovev, an Instagram-based question: are you planning a sailing voyage to somewhere? You know, I did that boat trip. I was about to sign off, but I'm just going to answer some questions. Why not? I am. I've wanted to do a sailing trip for the longest time. The intention of the Cuba trip that we did with Rosetta Stone was to sail, but the wind was extremely dead at that time where it wouldn't make any sense, so we had to go by a yacht. But sailing is something I've wanted to do, and I've been learning to sail, so I hope that we can do a sailing trip in the near future, maybe like a British Virgin Islands or like the Leeward Islands. Originally, or like back in the day when I was in high school, I had all these like crazy trip ideas. Sailing across the Atlantic was something I was going to do instead of going to college. I was going to learn how to sail and then like find a dude's boat to sail across the Atlantic, but that never happened. I ended up going to college instead. But a long distance sailing journey is something that I definitely want to embark on. But having a daughter and now another baby in a month, the idea of being gone for like 1 or 2 months over a huge body of water, it doesn't seem that realistic. It may happen down the line when the kids get older, but for the time being, my mind is sort of set on these like smaller adventures. So if I were to go on a sailing trip, it might be like a 1 week, 2 weeker type of thing, doing the Sea of Cortez in Mexico, or like I said, some of those Caribbean islands. But yes, sailing is on the horizon. Are you okay? So Alan Quadra, you're the man. Thank you, Alan. I appreciate it. Thanks to everyone coming on here and letting me just ramble for 25 minutes. That went by really fast. I think I need a drink. I'll just stick to more coffee. All right, guys. I'm going to sign off. Thanks so much again. I really appreciate you. Stop recording. No, stop streaming.